Hi, welcome back to Modern Sage Comics. I'm Gene.
And I'm Kiyoshi.
Today, we're going to be going over Powers of 10, number 4. Be advised, spoilers ahead. If you haven't read the comic book, turn the video off, go read it, and then come back to us.
Please.
And we're back. So, this issue, I feel like it raised more questions than answers.
Yeah, it definitely did. It's set up again.
Yeah.
Again. But yeah, I was confused on a couple spots. Especially the end, which we'll get to.
We'll get to later.
Yeah, I'm trying to put it together, but it's just...
Alright, so let's start at X0.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We get to see a little bit of, so this, I guess this happens after Magneto and Professor X decide to join
Team
forces.
up, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so it definitely looks like.
Yeah, then they go and see
Mr. Sinister.
Mr. Sinister.
Mm-hmm. So it's the Sinister bar?
Yeah. So like multiplicity going on.
Yeah.
So apparently Sinister's made multiple clones of himself. Mm-hmm. And they're all his, I don't know, slaves / servants.
And they didn't show any of the women. They all had like hoods on.
Yeah.
So I assumed that they were also clones of him with dresses on, but they didn't show it. I don't know why.
And I thought it was funny how, when they first meet, Sinister's like,
the guard Sinister.
Yeah, he's like, oh, what a cool cape.
Yeah. Dude, wait, was the first one? I thought he was talking. No, he was talking crap about the cape.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the guard was talking crap.
He's talking crap about the cape, and then the main, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they said
take
me to your leader after Magneto threatens him because the first one, the guard, is just messing around.
Yeah. And the main Sinister, or
the one is in charge.
Yeah, the one in charge. He says, "I like your cape. I want a cape too."
Yeah, and the servant with the mustache, he's like, "Oh, I always thought you should have a cape." And he's like, well, "Why didn't you say anything?"
Off with his head. Die.
Yeah, so he executes that Sinister.
Yeah. And then Professor X pitches to him, like, "Hey, I know you're making a DNA database, and I want you to focus more on mutants."
Yeah. So I guess he was making a database of everyone.
Yeah.
You assume? So they say, Magneto says that they've seen the future, so they know that's what he does anyways.
Yeah.
So they just want him to start right now.
Instead of later.
Yeah. And that Sinister says, well, I don't want to do that. Why should I do that?
And then another Sinister comes and just straight up blows his freaking head off.
Executes him.
And apparently this is the Sinister that has the X gene.
And also that has the cape.
And it has Is it a cape?
Yeah, it's a cape.
Or is it strips?
Strips of a cape.
But we get to see Sinister with his cape. And he's all about it.
Yeah.
Right?
He's like, "Oh, but I do."
Yeah. And, he's like, "I'll do it."
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So
then, no, go ahead.
No, so Professor X just basically tells him, like, "I need you to do this," and he says, "I'll even give you our genes."
Yeah.
So immediately he's gonna have Magneto and Professor X's mutant gene, and then he says, "But I also want you to do this, and then forget that we were here."
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then he does.
Yeah. And he goes, "Yeah, I want you to remember when I tell you to."
Yeah.
Maybe
so he makes him forget everything. Or not everything, but
so maybe that's when that's so that he doesn't turn on them.
I think
because if he's able to scheme, because he knows that he's working for them.
Yes.
Because Mr. Sinister betrays them every single time, and even in the Apocalypse timeline, he betrays them. So,
still,
that's just his nature. That's his X gene, is to betray.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm curious to see how this plays out. Like, maybe Moira like warns him about Mr.
I'm
Sinister.
sure she did.
You know?
Yeah.
But then we get to a Hickman panel. And this was very strange. I thought they were maybe riddles or what, but they apparently talk about like different mutants.
Yeah, it seems like they're sinister secrets or like rumors from the bar. Yeah. Sinister bar, and each of them seems like it's talking about a specific mutant. Gene mentioned that they're riddles. What I'm kind of theorizing is that it's getting you to figure out which secret is which mutant. It gives away a couple, so you kind of know like what the game is, and then the last one is the actual secret.
It says it's a sinister secret revealed.
So the very last secret was that I guess one of the mutants is brainwashed. And he was there since the beginning.
So I'm assuming that's his.
So I guess
mole?
he's. Yeah, maybe has a mole inside of Professor X's.
Inside of Krakoa.
Plan, yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, but how do you pass as a mole?
Well, if you're brainwashed, you wouldn't know.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So that would go against Professor X's telepathy.
Well, if you already knew about the plan beforehand. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. And then we go to X1, which was actually pretty interesting. We see a walking Charles Xavier.
Yeah, and I thought they were on the Savage Land because he has the little explorer cap, but the plane wasn't crashed. So anytime anyone goes to Savage Land,
a plane crashes.
Yes.
No, but so he's here with Cypher. It's just them two, right? And he introduces Cypher to Krakoa, right? And it seems like they're playing a little game. Like, what's Krakoa saying?
Yeah. You know? So Professor X is because usually Krakoa just like goes crazy and starts attacking. Yeah. But Professor X has been talking to him. So it's become more of like a man instead of just a tree.
Yeah, but even then, Cypher says that you're not actually talking to Krakoa. You're just reading. I don't know. I guess in a way it's kind of like reading body language.
Yeah. So Professor X just wants him to stay there
and be able to communicate with Krakoa, which we know from House of X #1. That he actually does. He's actually the only one who can communicate.
And then that he sets up like the whole network because that's what he left him there to do. And Professor X actually shows him the plan. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Oh, that's pretty ambitious."
Yeah, and Professor X is like, anything worth building is.
Yeah, and then the next Hickman panel. There's one more. Yeah, so the next Hickman panel is also interesting. So they show a picture of a tree, and there's spurs that show like how the network works. So Cypher makes the network, and then it splits down into different ones.
So we have Sage, who's in charge of transit, right? And Black Tom Cassidy as defense and observation, I believe.
Yes. And, no, not observation, just defense.
Oh, just defense. And then we have see, I wasn't familiar with this because apparently she's from X-Men Red, and I haven't read X-Men Red. We're introduced to Trinary, who's a newer character, and she's in charge of the secondary external system.
Oh, we didn't just read that. Yeah.
No, and lastly, we have Beast, right? Who's observation.
Yeah.
And it's cool because two of these characters they're both
technopaths.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I thought too, I was like, where's Forge been?
Right.
Like Forge is like the main technopath in the Marvel or X-Men universe. And then
well, he has a secret line.
Yeah.
Right? A little dotted line. And it says that he's doing like a fauna and techno combo.
Yeah.
In secret, though.
Yeah.
This is in secret.
We'll theorize at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was really interesting because, like I said, I was like, I haven't seen Forge yet.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen Moira.
At least we haven't seen her in X1.
Yeah.
We've seen her everywhere else except for X1 and X3.
We don't know where she is in the current timeline.
Yeah. Which leads us to X3. Which just, I don't know. This just went over my head.
Well, all of them, you don't really know what's going on. So, we left off where they looked like they were trying to join the Phalanx.
Yeah.
Now they're talking to the Phalanx. I guess it's explained that the Phalanx don't take biological material or something like that. So they give a clone.
Pokeball thing.
Yeah, it's like a informational clone of one of the guys. So that they're hoping that if after he absorbs that, they can get absorbed and then take the form of Phalanx. I don't know.
Well,
it's really. I'd have to read it a couple more times.
This thing grows, right? It's a giant Pokeball.
Yeah, so it gets ready to take in
one of the guards.
Well, two of them.
Oh, two of the guards.
Yeah, but it doesn't take the old guy. So in the meantime, while this is happening, the Ascension Professor X looking guy and like another guard and
the older
and Nimrod.
Yeah.
They're all talking. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, they're just talking about... I think they're debating whether it's worth it to even join...
The Phalanx. Well, this is the part I love the most. Something happens, and then one of them's like, I don't understand what just happened. Because I don't understand what just happened either.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, like I said, I'd have to read it a couple more times and actually like process it. I read it like one time and then was like, huh?
Well, anyways, they start talking to Nimrod, right?
And well, Nimrod has like one line after.
Yeah. Well, Nimrod is.
He's saying that they're like, isn't it interesting that they're coming for us, not you? Yeah. So us as in Sentinel AI. Technology.
Yeah, because apparently they're better.
Well, they are.
According to the
Phalanx, who only technology anyways. So, I guess, I still don't know. Like, I theory crafted in the earlier videos that this was a trick and they were trying to take over. He does mention, so is this a trick? Yeah. And they're like, no. No, it's not. Like I said, I don't know what's going on at this point. So.
Yeah, this,
it's just like the first one. I don't know what's going on in the first one.
This, I'm actually starting to lean more towards what you were saying before.
That it was a trick?
No, that X to the third power is a flex.
Yeah.
Because
like, look how cool we are.
I don't know what direction this is going to.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
It's...
And the more we're getting now, it's more
It has nothing to do with what's going on in the past so far.
Yeah, so far. Well, I think, and that's where the comic ends after that panel. So, before we go into the previews for the next issue, theory crafting time, the Forge. So we were talking about what Forge was doing, and Gene was talking to me about the preview issue.
Yeah. So there's a what do you call it? There's a dotted line that goes through the middle of that tree, and it goes towards the secret.
Yeah.
Right? The secret stuff. Mm-hmm. And I remember in House of X #1, there was a map that also had that little jagged line. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if that is where Forge is doing his thing. And maybe all of that's like underground or something. I don't know. One of my little theories is that I came up with a few days ago is... I'm assuming you're talking about how the end of House of X4 and the beginning of House of X1, the little prelude before the credits.
Yes.
Right?
It's the scene where they're coming out of the pods. Mm-hmm. And he says...
To me, my X-Men.
To me, my X-Men, yeah.
I wonder if that actually happens after the events of House of X4.
Yeah, because assuming you've already read House of X4 already, everyone died. So, yes. And they're in the next issues, in the preview for the new issues coming up, so they're going to come back. So either Moira kills herself and the timeline reboots again, which I don't think they're going to do.
No, I don't think I think they're going to try and keep Moira alive as long as possible. Mm-hmm. especially in the 10th life.
Yeah.
Because according to Destiny...
Well, it's 11 as long as they make the right choice.
As long as they make
that's
the right
what I'm
choice.
saying. They might make the choice at the end of this event.
Yeah.
And then it reboots to everything going on. Or, instead of rebooting...
Everyone is clones.
Which would suck. Because clones, like, almost never turn out good. They always get, like, retconned or Spider-Man clone and freaking Jean Grey clone. And...
Yeah, I hope this doesn't turn into... So, you know, they're calling the next series of X-Men titles The Dawn of X. I hope it's not The Dawn of X Clones.
Yeah. So maybe the next set of clones is going to be like Multiplicity, where, like, it's a kind of funny Wolverine, and
maybe that's why he was playing with kids.
Yeah, it's a friendly. He doesn't have claws; he has like balloon claws or something.
I don't know.
But yeah, so then at the end, the preview.
Oh, the
so
preview
next
words. Yeah.
Next is Society.
Then for the children, which I guess we'll see what that means.
Sounds like 2 setup issues.
I don't know. So House of X5 is actually one of the
keys,
the red
okay
issues. So I'm excited.
When is that?
Like
next week?
That's next week. You know, I'm excited to see that because it's red, and last time we got a red,
the last red was super crazy.
Blew my mind.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens
with the whole Moira thing. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our video. Dude, please leave a comment and let us know what you think that whole X3 is.
Yeah. Also, if you have any clues, like if you decipher all the Sinister puzzles.
Yeah, some of those were actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, well, maybe if you do all the Sinister mutants and the secrets, each first letter spells out who the last one is or something. I read it once, so I'm going to go back and look at it again and see if there's actually like a cipher of some sort. Knowing Hickman, it probably is. But yeah,
give us a like,
subscribe,
and hit the bell if you want to get notifications on when we put up new videos. Mm-hmm. We'll catch you later.
See ya.